All right, everybody, welcome to the Blue Collar Gospel Hour. We're here at Not a Duck in Any Row Studios with my good friend James Ackerman. Hi, Craig.
Dan Denton. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, yeah, it is good to see you, man. It's been like a year, probably.
I was trying to think of that on the way here. I remember when Pat McGee was back, when we played at the Art Center. You were there.
That's been a year.
But that's been at least a year for sure.
Yeah. Like I can't remember last time I went to local shows even.
Not many to be had at the moment.
No, not at all, man. Hey, by the way, I bought this business Zoom account for the studio.
Yeah?
If you got any ideas on how to use that to do something, man, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, not off the top of my head.
I gotta figure out how to maybe do like a Friday night musician or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool. Try to host a little something.
Yeah, like an open mic or something, or maybe get like 3 or 4 artists or something. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Things are starting to come back.
Yeah, a little bit. So how's you had a gig recently even, right?
A few here and there, yeah. Where did we just play? Oh, we just played a live stream from Stone Soup Studios over in Maumee last week. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So just so everybody knows, Craig's a singer, songwriter, poet, artist, everyman's just Midwestern artist, incredible guitar player, and so you got a couple albums out.
I do, yeah. Put out albums for years.
Yeah, that I'd say pretty accomplished, but
I like to think so, but
yeah,
I'm also arrogant. So
that you got to be a little bit, at least a little bit.
I like to think so.
Just to be confident enough to try new shit once in a while, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of which, I was telling a buddy at work today. I was talking about you coming over to the studio tonight. I was like, yeah, I mean, he wrote this song kind of about like a Civil War kind of thing. That's like I can't stop thinking about it. The one you played at that show with Pat McGee was in town.
Yeah.
It was.
I was trying to
I don't want to fight or something like that.
Yeah.
That was. It was. Yeah, I still think about that song, man.
Yeah, I never really went anywhere with it. Recorded it. I always want to try to tell a better story with it, but I like the arc that it goes in. It's pretty short. I feel like, but
do you find like older songs that you wrote like 5 years ago, and like still tinker around with it a little bit?
No. I say not too much, but almost not at all. No, I'm always I always play all my old songs, but if I'm writing, I'm always moving forward.
So you don't have a habit of going back. Like sometimes I'll go back and find an old poem, and I'll
a little bit,
change it or something.
A riff maybe that I've been sitting on for a while, or
yeah.
or I never really came up with something, but
okay,
I don't really go back too much.
So let me ask you this: we might as well dive right into it. So when you write a song, how does that happen? What do you do? Are you?
You just sitting around playing the guitar, and then I start singing something, thinking something, come up with a line,
yeah,
and then go from there. Really? It all just starts playing the guitar, though.
Is this like a pretty daily occurrence? Is this
not writing wise, no. Shit, I've only written 2 or 3 songs since March, I think. Okay. I've been writing a lot of other stuff. But,
yeah.
But I mean, sitting around just playing the guitar is definitely a daily occurrence.
Yeah.
And I've been half working on a song about poker, but I've only got like the first 4 lines.
Ooh.
But I've been sitting on that for like 2 months.
I haven't been able to play poker since early March.
I was worried about playing cards, man.
It's probably not a bad thing. I was probably playing 2 or 3 nights a week, man.
Yeah, were you?
Yeah, I was. I mean, I was doing all right, but, you know.
That's what I was worried about, ever getting to play like euchre again. I mean.
So we've been able to play spades a few times.
Yeah.
We have some friends of ours, Ed and Diane. It's like our vacation
family friends. We can't worry about this stuff forever. So
yeah, they come over. We've had like some small, like we had like 2 couples come over for like 4th of July and had like a little catered dinner, you know. Yeah, it's. My birthday was recently. We were talking about having like a bonfire or something, and like I just haven't had time to even do that. I've been busy, but yeah, that's.
Where do you play poker? The casino?
Yeah, at the casino.
Yeah.
Well,
so my grandpa goes.
I have
3
played
or 4 times a week.
Does he?
Yeah.
That's my goal some days, to be retired a little younger and be able to go to the casino like 4 days a week.
Oh yeah, he plays pinochle a couple days a week at the senior center.
I think I want a velvet tracksuit.
Yeah, he doesn't have one of those.
That's what I want though. That's I need a velvet tracksuit. Yeah, maybe not velvet. Maybe just black silk. I don't know. Something comfortable, something to look forward to.
I dig it. Live your life, be in comfort.
My wife sent me a meme today of an older fella wearing sweatpants with suspenders. And she said she could see that happening, and it kind of made me feel bad about how my wife kind of views me a little. Maybe I don't know. Like maybe she doesn't think I have any self-respect.
But she didn't say that she would leave you. She would.
That's true. She didn't. No, she seemed comfortable with it
for sure. I think it's a good sign.
I did order this week a pair of Crocs.
Ooh, you're taking the plunge?
Well, but they're kind of like canvas like slippers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like boat shoes kind of.
Yeah.
I buy a pair of moccasins every year because I'm that old man that, you know, I wear them to the Circle K to get ice cream at midnight or whatever, and you know they're my house shoes. You know.
Yeah.
So those Crocs are kind of cool, and somebody had given me a gift card, and I was like, all right, we'll try them.
You like them?
I don't know. I haven't got them yet.
Oh, you might have said.
So I don't know if I did or not. But
seems like once people start wearing them, they don't stop.
Yeah, they're not the rubber looking ones.
Yeah.
Not that I wouldn't wear that. That's kind of what I was thinking about, but I don't know. Doesn't matter, you know. That's what's cool about having people come over and hang out here at the studio, is I can just kind of chill and, you know.
If you want to wear Crocs,
if I got chili stain on my shirt, it don't matter, you know. But so how's the pandemic affected your 2020, man? Like has it changed anything for you this year? Has it been different? Like what's good, what's bad about it, man?
I mean, definitely not getting out and playing music as much.
Yeah.
You know, my day-to-day life has been about the same. I still went to work every day.
Yeah.
Oh, just give me more excuse, I think, to stay at home. I mean, we had to.
Yeah.
You know? And
that's been kind of the good
turned
part
into a hermit. I'm trying to work my way out of it.
I've
gotten used to it, and I don't hate it.
And this is a cool thing to do here because now cool people come over all the time.
Yeah, you got to figure it out, dude.
So even if it doesn't do anything, I get to hang out with cool people and have fun, and you know.
But yeah, it was a slow summer music-wise. We played a few gigs, but
yeah, I saw that outdoor patio one.
Yeah, that was our one restaurant gig. That was kind of interesting. Not the sort of thing I like to do in the first place, but especially when everybody's walking around scared to talk to people. And I like when we play at bars, we play shows, you can talk to people, walk around, meet people. I'm not really into the sitting in the corner of the restaurant gigs. But that being said, we played a cool gig at the kayak shop in Grand Rapids.
Mm-hmm.
People paid some money, and they come out beforehand. We were playing music for 2 hours, and they got food before they went on a kayak trip.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
And
I went to so my son or my stepson and I snuck away one weekend during the quarantine, and went to a cabin in the woods down in the Smokies. And one day we did drive around like Gatlinburg, and there were like outdoor musicians, and that was it. Like there was nothing. Like all the big things were closed, and there were like 500 people in line at the go-kart track. And I'm like, yeah, you know. Like we just kind of, you know, went up there to chill and, you know, stay awake. Like we went to Kroger's and loaded up on groceries and, you know, had a hot tub and, you know, had a good time. Tried to write a little bit. But, yeah, it was kind of wild. Like that's been the change for me. I haven't been able to travel any.
Yeah.
You know, our buddy Patrick down by Memphis, you know, Drew down in Kentucky, I haven't been able to see him much. So
I feel like I don't travel much anyway, so it hasn't changed that for me too much.
You got to try it a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know, but it helps me. It's good to.
So I've been down to see Drew a few times since he moved, but
he's got a great place, man.
Yeah, they got a nice setup.
Yeah,
I like that back porch.
I like that.
It's more of a porch,
more
than a porch.
Those built-in bookshelves too.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
Pretty neat.
That's super cool.
Yeah, we got to get Drew. Got to get him up here so I can get him in the studio to have a conversation sometime too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you'd love it.
I've been thinking about maybe once I learn how to use this equipment a little bit, maybe getting a MacBook and trying to do something where I can travel somewhere. And
yeah, hell yeah.
I don't fucking know what I'm doing here yet. So, you know.
That's how you figured out. You just got to keep doing it.
Yeah. But you've been, outside of like writing songs and playing guitar, you've been doing other things lately, like writing poetry. Yeah. For a while, you were writing a poem a day.
Yeah.
And posting it, and some of them were pretty incredible. They were all pretty good. And
thanks, man.
It's different kind of like stuff you don't see every day in poetry, you know?
Yeah, I mean, because I don't even, we've probably talked about this before, but I don't even know what poetry means or what the word poem
That's what poetry
means.
is right there. That's what it is, you know?
And
that's what I love about it. There's no rules.
Talk about you, but you and Drew both, you know, turned me on to guys like D.A. Levy, right? And stuff like that.
Dude, D.A. Levy's incredible.
Yeah, and that really changed. And you introduced me to that Richard Brodigan book, really made me want to write.
I'm reading it again. It's
Trout Fishing in America.
Yeah,
oh man,
I just started reading it again.
It changed my whole perspective about if I could write. No, which is nothing about. I mean, it's great, but just the way that he throws that phrase in to mean anything, to just tie all whatever it is.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, for me, Brodigan changed the fact that. So I'm not, or I haven't been good at writing like long stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I recently just completed a novel.
Yeah.
And a lot of my chapters are all very short, 2 or 3 pages. You know what I'm saying? And that's Brodigan taught me that was okay.
Yeah.
No, you know what I mean?
I'll absolutely.
Sometimes you'll read some of his short story collections and he's got like a 2-sentence story.
Yeah, man.
And it's incredible.
Sure.
You're like, damn, man. You know, like I feel like he didn't follow the rules either, and that's what, you know.
I think right before the pandemic, I was starting to, on the weekends, go out to breakfast at like a restaurant alone on Saturday mornings, eat in the back corner. And I had, it was another collection of his short stories.
Yeah.
And man, I would just sit there and read a few of them. I was eating, they're always just,
they're amazing, man. It's the craziest shit.
Yeah.
Like everyday crazy shit, and he found art, you know, like in the nickel fucking soda fountain at the gas station, you know, whatever.
Well, yeah, I like how they're like a page long, 2 pages long,
Yeah.
and they're not poetry. They're like a narrative or story, but
yeah.
it's just, I don't know. I loved it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize people could do that. Like you were saying, like
let me ask you this:
you're allowed, makes you think you're allowed to do it.
Yeah, it gave me permission to like, okay, I can write like that. That's the way I write's okay.
Yeah,
kinda, you know. What's your favorite breakfast when you go out on Saturday morning?
Oh, I get the same breakfast every time.
What is it?
Over easy eggs, bacon, hash browns.
That's a pretty solid
Toast.
American breakfast right there, man.
For sure.
My wife makes that. Sometimes she'll even mix in some fried potatoes, which
yeah,
makes this Irish American smile, you know.
Oh yeah, man. I like all sorts of home fries.
Yeah.
Hash browns. Fry them up, I'll eat it.
I recently found an Ideal Hot Dog up the road, a good local hot dog stand.
Oh,
has
man.
pretty good biscuits and gravy.
Yeah?
Every once in a while I need a little B&G, you know. It's a pretty hearty breakfast, but so
I haven't been to an Ideal Hot Dog in a long time.
Every now and again, if I ever get a day off, you know, I haven't been there since before the pandemic, or the, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're still open. I hope. That's been kind of the scary thing, man. I hope my barbershop don't close because I haven't trimmed my own beard in like 5 years. You know, like.
I know, man. A lot of places you worry about them.
Yeah, it's wild times. Cool. So you were writing the poetry. I saw you were painting.
Yeah, I've just started to try to paint during this whole thing. I don't know.
That's been kind of interesting to watch.
Know.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know if it's good.
I can tell you're having fun. That's
yeah.
And I think last year you sent me a copy of Department Stores.
Yep.
A book you had written. It's a book. It's a story.
Yeah.
Probably a novella.
Yeah, I would say it's a short story.
I mean, it's a long short story.
Think
really.
So? Right,
yeah.
good.
I mean, I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't either. I
don't know what the rules are, man.
That's right. The rules don't matter.
It's a short story. How about that? Probably a novella. I have to look up the definition of that. I don't know. Anyway, it's pretty wild. And I remember when you sent it to me, I read it. I'm like, this is the weirdest thing the weirdest story I've ever read. But it was pretty fucking cool too. You know, it was like,
yeah.
It was one of those things.
Yeah.
You ever find like a poem or something, or you're like a good song, and you hear it for the first time, and you stop and you're like, okay, I got to listen to it one more time. Or you read a poem and you're like, stop, I got to read it twice. Like that book was like that. It was like so weird. I had to go back. I'm like, dude, this thing's fucking wild, man.
Yeah, that's
so anyway,
awesome to hear. Yeah.
That's Craig agreed to let me publish it. Just so you know, I think I told Craig already. I'm going to trademark and start a small do-it-yourself publishing company called Lunch Bucket Brigade. Kind of like, I guess, publisher for a press for working people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like just everyday people that are artists. And
so it could fit in the lunchbox, right?
Yeah, so it's going to be, that's going to be the stick. It's going to be like, you know, books you can read, you know, put in your lunchbox, read on your lunch hour. You know, because I worked in a factory for most of my life. You get, 10 or 15-minute breaks. You get a 30-minute lunch. And, 800-page paperback's kind of bulky, you know. And a lot of people don't read in the factory, and that's whatever. So I thought maybe if I can give them something to read, give them something they want to read.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually we're going to do like a monthly like zine, like do it yourself. Like it's going to be like submissions, poetry, and I think Craig Persian is going to help me with some like art for it. Hell yeah. And maybe sell them for like $5 a month or something. I don't know. But we're gonna find a way. There's a local charity I want to work with to donate like $1 from each book when I get going. So that's kind of stick. But anyway, Craig's got this incredible story. Department store is coming out soon. So.
Well, thank you for publishing it.
No, thank you for letting me. Like it was,
I give it to a few people, and I'm just new. It was one of the first things I've ever written. I don't know how it works, so I was starting to hand them out, and then you don't hear anything back from anybody, and you're wondering, is that any good? I don't know.
No, it's different, but it's really good. Like I think it is anyway. What the fuck do I know? That's the meaning of good art to me is whatever I think's good. That's as simple as that. But I think a lot of people are gonna like it. It'll be available hopefully in the next 7 to 10 days. I don't know. We got the layout all done and the cover done. We need a bio, by the way. We talked about that a little bit. But yeah, it's a pretty simple, straightforward, I guess, kind of straightforward book. So
yeah,
I'm excited about people reading that. That's,
I was inspired by trout fishing in America. That was why. But that was what I thought. I could just write a bunch of different stuff, and then I ended up trying to tie it together more than I think that book was. But
it
was an overall theme.
Yours kind of blends together pretty well. I mean, it's it's a good cohesive story.
But I think I had plans to make it bigger, but then I got to a point where I was like, I don't know what else to do. But I think it ended at the right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm excited about people seeing that. That's going to be.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe we'll figure out how to do a live Zoom reading, like a release thing, maybe or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We could do something
like that. I still
have
to use Zoom. Can you do it on your phone?
You can, yes.
Yeah.
You got a laptop?
I do, but I don't have the internet at home.
Okay, you definitely can't Zoom on your typewriter. I love to see the poems you type on it, but that's. And we were talking, Drew and I are almost ready. We got the last proofs order for Bob's book, Bob Phillips.
Oh, nice.
And we got to figure out how to get him like a reading or something, when we get it ready. That's, But we'll have to do that for the book. Maybe we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, I'd be up for that.
Or do something. I was thinking, too. I just hit the lever on my fancy chair with my foot. But I was thinking, too, that we got this microphones. We can record, like, poetry albums and shit. And
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, read shit and record it. And
high-quality microphones.
Yeah, they are pretty, I wish I knew how to use them, but.
I think just talk into them, generally.
That's it? That's how they work?
Yep.
Got to get close to them.
They say.
I've learned that. Well, yeah. If you don't, you got to learn how to, like, wiggle those fancy knobs the right way if you don't. Yeah. And I'm not good at those yet.
You'll get there. Yeah.
So, but, just been kind of chilling and working and writing, huh?
Yeah, man.
Watching any good documentaries lately? Craig's, just so everybody knows, Craig's one of my favorite documentary sources. He comes up with some stuff that's like a little bit off the beaten path, but pretty cool, creative-wise.
I don't think I have watched any major. There's one about New York. It's pretty mainstream. I think it's Ken Burns' brother, but that's a really good one on Amazon. Just talks about the state of New York City since the Dutch. Well, even before the Dutch came over, but then just the building of it all.
Check that out.
I was fascinated by the Erie Canal.
Yeah,
that just changed the world, and nobody thought they should do it. It's wild.
Okay, I have to check that out.
I don't know if I've been watching. No.
Did you watch the Ken Burns country music one?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
That was pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
I knew that when I watched it. I knew that was something you would like.
Oh yeah. I love all Ken Burns, but especially that.
I haven't watched his baseball one yet.
Me neither.
I think I did like 2 episodes and that was it. I watched. I think I did the Civil War. And then the Vietnam War.
Yeah, that one was rough.
I did that one. That's been a while. I started watching Apocalypse Now again the other day, and I kind of.
Oh, did you?
I started doing something else in like 10 minutes when I started it.
I've never seen it, but have you ever seen the documentary about Apocalypse, the making of it?
Yes.
I never have. I want to, though.
The movie is, it's pretty epic. You got to see it, I guess. Kind of, you should. You don't got to, but you should.
Well, I've seen the movie. I haven't seen the documentary.
They're both good. Have you seen, there's one of the things I like about Amazon that mostly I hate most things about Amazon. And I'm not afraid to say them since I own my own studio. Anyway, there's a documentary by Ai Weiwei. He's a Chinese artist.
Okay.
and he's pretty incredible. Like he's pretty, he's always getting like put on house arrest by the Chinese government for being too provocative, and they had him they put him in like a secret jail for 90 days and didn't tell anybody where he was, and like he gets in trouble all the time. But he does like this. I don't know. He's a pretty cool artist, different.
I'll have to check that out.
That's a cool documentary. I haven't watched it. I watched that a while back. And then I listened to the Joe Rogan podcast, and I heard about this artist. Fuck, I should have thought of his name before I even told you the story.
Are you about to talk about David Cho?
Yeah, man.
Did you go back and watch his show?
No.
That's what I was going to.
I watched his documentary on Amazon.
He's got a documentary.
He's got a 45-minute documentary. But I started reading about him. Like, dude, that guy's wild, man.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like that dude kind of changed my perception of what art is. Like
you should go back and watch. His art doesn't have a lot to do with it. They're all on YouTube. He had a show on Vice.
Yeah, I knew.
Back before he had sold into or got like ownership of Facebook. I think it's called Thumbs Up, and it's him and his cousin or his uncle. They make jokes about. They don't really know what part of the family he is.
Yeah,
but yeah, they're just checking across America. There's 2 where they go across America. Then there's 1 where they go across China.
Cool.
And it's like just them and
I made a note. I have to
handheld
check that
camera.
out.
They might have a camera guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that dude's wild. I first saw him on an episode of Anthony Bourdain's show.
I haven't ever watched any Anthony Bourdain shows.
God, dude.
Like everybody I loves him and raves about him. I haven't watched the shows yet.
I didn't watch any of them until after he died, unfortunately. I mean, not like I was going to meet him, but yeah, dude, I've been super into them. They're great, especially if you like to travel. That's what makes me want to travel.
That's I kind of already have that in me.
Yeah.
My Libby and I were planning to get our passports this year, and she doesn't travel much either. But she decided we were going to try to go to Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, I'm drinking a Coca-Cola. But she was talking about going to Toronto and wanted to like check out their like restaurants because of Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah.
So then
he's great.
COVID came along, and now Americans can't even go to Canada right now.
I know, dude.
That's whatever. So I can't go to a lot of places really. So
yeah, it's wild out there.
But yeah,
that'll come along soon.
Yeah, I feel like
we're getting there.
Got to get a vaccine probably, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you would think more rapid, massively available testing.
Yeah. Well, you would think, but I don't really know much about science. I just keep thinking it should be different somehow. And I'm not sure how, but I think we all kind of agree that it's just weird.
We're still trying to figure out how to make money off it.
Well, that's I know that too.
How much can they charge for the vaccine? That's just enough. I know that's part of it too, and I don't know, man. It's just I feel like we live in a time where we can't even agree. Like it shouldn't be political. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like it just shouldn't be, and unfortunately it is, and it's like, is that really the America we want? Is that?
Yeah. But like something came along. And it's so political too. It's turned people into thinking Mike DeWine's a liberal.
Yeah.
Can you who would have thought? No matter what side you're on, who would have thought that someday Mike DeWine would be thought of as like a liberal?
Well, that happened almost to Kasich a little bit.
Yeah.
But
he's like embraced it a little bit. But DeWine not.
He kind of at least embraced his being a moderate kind of.
You're right.
But
these days that's considered, if you're looking at it from the right perspective.
That's a liberal, yeah.
Right hand perspective.
That's a shame, man.
I know.
I kind of see shades of like the '60s in today's world, though. I mean, there's
shades of something. The idea of being bipartisan means you're somehow a traitor to somebody is just messed up, man.
I mean,
or maybe traitor's not the right word, but like you're betraying your political party by like trying to come together.
So
which doesn't happen much
because of podcasts and like going down rabbit holes, reading weird shit. I can trace that back to like Newt Gingrich to the 80s, by the way.
I don't doubt that for a second.
Apparently, he would he found out that C-SPAN recorded 24 hours a day. And so he started doing all this weird railing at like 8 o'clock at night, and people started watching C-SPAN all of a sudden. Anyway, I listened to the Malcolm Gladwell podcast, and I started reading about it. We have a Newt Gingrich, man. He was pretty polarizing.
Yeah, I remember.
And he kind of changed the way politics was done a little bit.
Yeah, no, I mean
made him more divisive. It started in the '90s when he was Speaker of the House, where it got
laid the foundation for.
So I was reading a while back about Not that I'm a fan of Ronald Reagan at all. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm not a fan of Ronald Reagan, who did a lot to weaken unions, by the way. And he snitched on some communists out in Hollywood, and I'm not cool with that.
Yeah.
But he also enacted the first measures of gun control, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I learned that in a podcast. Why was I ranting about Ronald Reagan again? Oh, so I was reading this thing about Tip O'Neill was like a Democrat Speaker of the House in the early 80s. And, I was like 4 or 5 then. I was pretty young. I remember when Ronald Reagan was president, 'cause I was 10 when George H.W. Bush got elected. But I was reading this article about how Ronald Reagan and Tip O'Neill would, play poker once a week. And they were friends, even though they were Democrat and Republican, Speaker of the House and President. Mm-hmm. And they would always clash all the time in politics. But they had a rule that after 6 p.m. they were back to being friends.
Yeah.
And I somehow feel like that's how America is supposed to be, a little bit. Not that I don't like Ronald Reagan, because I don't. But I have some friends that I don't agree with about a lot of things. And we might bicker a little bit about it, but at the end of the day, in the evening, that's my friend,
Yeah.
And I feel like we lose that a little bit.
Oh, I think unfortunately, we definitely have been. Yeah.
And that's unfortunate because, people are people, and I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's about.
I don't have answers. I just have complaints.
I don't have answers either, for sure.
And,
I try not to let it bum me out too much.
I do have answers. The answer is to try to be the best person I can be and try to be kind and loving and live the best life I can, I guess.
Well, it's try to be my philosophy. Just try not to be an asshole.
Yeah, that's a pretty good.
At least
way,
in your day to day. Even if you're an asshole,
that's
online,
what I love about Craig James Ackerman as an artist. Like, he's got a way of saying things. That's a good motto. Try not to be an asshole. I
got to remind myself all the time.
I struggle with it now and again still. Yeah, it's and that's a pretty it. You should make bumper stickers. I could see the merch now. So. What you got? Any creative projects coming up? Anything? Any gigs coming up?
No, man, not really. I think me and Ryan are playing at a sort of hippie wedding in a couple weekends over in Archibald. That should be fun.
Sounds interesting.
Well, that is about it, man. Been working on new songs. Probably gonna record all my own albums on my own. So I'm still working up to doing another one of those.
So you got a new album in the works then?
Ish. I always do. Yeah. I don't put a lot of production into them. I just plug in a couple microphones and play them.
Yeah, whatever you do, it works out pretty good.
Yeah, but I put a little 6-song album out just on Bandcamp back in April.
Okay.
So.
Did I buy that yet?
I don't know.
What's
I don't remember.
It called?
Give Glenna My Love.
I might have. I can't remember.
Goes out to my old pal Glenna Major from when I worked at Kohl's.
Okay. Patrick McGee had a new album out. It was pretty good.
I know. I still haven't listened to it yet. I haven't been listening to a lot. I haven't. I got my old PA system plugged into my TV, so I'll just put it on YouTube from there instead of listening to records because I'm lazy. And so YouTube just replays the same shit over and over. But
so tell me about Get Glenna My Love. Tell me about it.
Just a collection of songs. But that song especially, as I had old friends I worked with at Kohl's 10 years ago. 12 years ago. Oh, this older couple. They weren't really a couple. They were just friends, though. He liked her. But, yeah, Glenna was one of them. And then the other guy was Johnny Mack. He's a retired postman, mailman, Vietnam vet.
Okay.
Oh, and then Glenna was, lifelong. I don't think she ever had a boyfriend even, but she was in her 60s. And she was real hilarious and cute. Wore dog sweaters and shit. We all smoked cigarettes on breaks.
All right.
Well, yeah, poor Johnny Mac died last year, and it made me get to thinking about him. And so I kind of wrote a song. Yeah. It's kind of about Vietnam-ish.
That's what artists do, I guess.
Yeah.
Right on, man. I gotta make sure I don't think I did get that, man.
Yeah, I just put it on Bandcamp. I was too lazy to ever load it up to Spotify or whatever.
That's been the one downside to 2020 is, I've been really busy building the studio and doing my shit, and then work has been absolutely batshit insane.
People buying a lot of cars these days, right?
Well, yeah, but it's more we're working the same amount of hours, the same speed, and we're wearing masks, and we're it's just a lot going on all the time this year, and I haven't paid any attention to a lot of other shit that I usually do,
Yeah, it's hard to.
And that's been kind of I need to slow down a little bit, and hopefully I can soon. So I decided not to book any guests this weekend for the first time in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Yeah, just
rest
to kind of.
a little bit.
I got to get that bathroom finished. I got work to do down here to get this basement finished. And like it's great. This is the 4th night in a row I've hung out with a guest, which is incredible. But it's like, man, I need to get to bed early one night. So I think I'm whining about doing fun shit, and that sounds terrible. So, but have you been listening to Miriam's radio show?
I have not. No.
That's been pretty cool. I got to be on that.
Check that out. Is it on?
It's on. You can get it on the internet. It's a local people-owned radio station.
Okay.
It's WAKT, I think. It's on Wednesday nights.
Yeah, I'll have to try to check that out.
She usually has like a poet and then a singer-songwriter and then like this comedy troupe,
I feel like at the beginning of this, a couple months in, I was all about listening and then watching all the live streams, but then I just kind of stopped.
Yeah. Hang on a second. All right, and we're back. So, Craig, you brought your guitar.
Yes, sir.
Do you think we could play that here and like make it record?
I think so.
Not that we got to do that now, but as I said that, I was looking down in front of me and I saw this book, the zine you gave me, issue 1, The Hidden Channel.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I don't know. My good buddy Kyle Therian, he's a great songwriter himself. But yeah, great artist. He's a wild man. Always did comics. Yeah, and he hit me up a couple weeks ago and asked me to write a poem about aliens. And so I did.
Yeah.
And I sent it in, and he ended up publishing it. And it's the first. I haven't really talked to him in person in a while. We were just texting. We were talking on the phone a lot when all this shit first started. He moved back out to Denver. He was living back in Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty wild.
Yeah, it's a wild. You'll like it.
That looks pretty cool. So you've been doing a lot actually this year, just not writing songs.
Doing it all while I'm sitting at home. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've written a few songs, but
is there any social life out west of Toledo?
I mean, if you could try hard enough, you could probably find some. I haven't been trying very hard at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Defiance the other night. Todd was playing. I feel like I've met a lot of people over in Defiance of Bryan. Me and my buddy Sam used to play at the bowling alley in Bryan once a month for 2-3 years. We've met a lot of people playing at the other places in Bryan.
I got to get out there to some of those shows. They seem fun.
Yeah, for sure. They used to be. I don't know how they're going to happen anymore.
And it seems like they got to come back eventually,
Yeah.
I mean, they will.
I'm just being pessimist.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of getting draining on me too. Like I haven't been to a poetry reading in 8 months. And like, man, I used to do that all the time. Like once a week, try to, I've
still never been to a poetry reading.
Well,
I was just starting to think that I was gearing up to get in a conference to go to one and read something, even though I've never been to one. And then that was in February, so
you
never
dig
happened.
You dig it. There's a speaking of Zoom, the second Sunday of the month, so not this Sunday, but the next one, Uncloistered, the one big reading that Johnny McIntyre does.
Mm-hmm.
He usually is at the Uncloistered or the Calvino's Italian restaurant, but not because of COVID. So she does it on Zoom. That's kind of a cool one to. So the cool thing about Zoom so far, Craig, the one really neat thing is you can do like a poetry reading and have a poet from San Francisco and Tennessee and Ohio and Illinois and New York all in the same reading. That's kind of the one cool thing. So I've got to like kind of, I guess, quote unquote, meet in a virtual world like a couple San Francisco poets.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like they were writing this kind of groovy like Buddhist poetry that was kind of like, it reminded me a little bit of the Beats a little,
Does Zoom get like other people in too, like watching it?
Yeah, so you can, like the way the business Zoom, the account I have, which is, I don't know, whatever. It's part of my low fees I have from the studio. But it's, I can have up to 100 people watching at once.
Oh, right on.
And I have like control, I can mute all the microphones except for like one or two. That's why I was thinking about maybe, I got some like kind of long-term plans to like try to do some things, but
Yeah,
like it'd be cool to like do like Patrick McGee, and like do a live, post it on YouTube eventually, and do like let Patrick McGee play a few songs, talk to him, ask him a couple questions, and then let him play some more, and let people like maybe if they have questions submit them or something. I don't know, but do something like that and record it and like make a little like documentary kind of thing of it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome.
Because you can record the meeting the whole time. So that's kind of, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of ways to like, I guess do some things with the people I like to hang out with,
Yeah, sounds like there's a lot of possibilities.
That's been the worst part of 2020 for me is there hasn't been an underground poetry festival where I could take a 4-day weekend and go get wild and crazy and drink too much caffeine with some Midwestern poets and singer-songwriters. Like, I really kind of miss that, man.
Oh, I get it, man.
We got to get you to one of those, by the way.
Yeah.
I got that's something you would kind of dig.
The sort of shit I got to get into, man. Yeah.
When you go to like a weekend festival, and like Friday night will be like a four poets like reading, not an open mic, just 4 features or something, and then there'll be like a band. One time I went to one, I met this like punk rock like female band from Lansing, and they were pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
punk rock people are usually pretty cool.
Yeah, so then like Saturday will be like,
especially if they're an underground poetry show.
Especially if they're at an underground poetry show. Yeah, that's at like an underground coffee shop.
Yeah.
That was selling like free trade coffee beans and like, but then Saturday they'll have like a book fair with all the independent artists, and there'll be like an art show, and the last one I went to had like a workshop on like making like graphic arts or graphic novels and comics. That was kind of neat. And they had like a pretty well-known like Midwestern like graphic artist there, comic artist. So you'll see stuff like that. And then in the evening there'll be like another big poetry reading and like band, So it's just the people you meet are all people like us. And
yeah, that sounds pretty.
It's kind of neat.
Pretty dope.
But it's even more cool if you go with 3 or 4 buddies and share like a cheap hotel room and, drink like IHOP coffee at 3 in the morning or write poetry on the back of the placemat, That's been, it's just been, I miss that. So.
Yeah. I know I miss going on the road at all to play music. I didn't do it a lot, but
Yeah.
Just being around people, meeting lowlifes at the bar. It's my kind of people,
Hey, by the way, remind me, I don't know if I ever sent you, I got a pretty cool little story about watching you and Buster Fry play at that Matt Anthony's one night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
It something I've never like I guess Brodigan style kind of like 5-paragraph stories I wrote for a while. And
that was a fun night.
It was a pretty cool. Yeah, it was. I remember driving home at like 12:30 in the morning because I had to work the next morning to like get up at 4 in the morning. I'm driving home and Dee Snider's hair band's on the radio and everything was kind of all right, like it's a cool story. I have to share that with you before you leave.
Yeah, definitely. Those are fun times.
That was the night the Coomers were in town, but they didn't show up till way late, and I had to leave. And
okay, yeah. So we did it a couple times.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a time they were just happened to be in town recording. I think
that was the time. I think that was the time that I wrote this. Yeah.
So they got out. I think they had a bad day in the studio, and they got out and came over and were able to loosen up and have some fun. We got real loud.
Yeah. That I got to make this a working studio eventually. That's my goal.
Yeah, you can definitely easily.
Just because that'd be cool to like hang out with bands while they're, We good?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to get the guitar out, or you want to?
Sure.
It's up to you, man. No pressure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No pressure. I feel like that's we're cheating you a little bit. Like, should put like a virtual tip jar out or something.
Shit.
I haven't even asked you how the dogs are yet. We got to get to that point too later. Yeah. So Craig's got an acoustic guitar.
I should have tuned up before.
It seems like it comes in pretty good.
I'm not a professional either.
I hope it's coming in pretty good anyway. There's not a whole lot of wiggly lines. Should that make me nervous? another microphone?
Oh, no, I don't think so. No, that doesn't do that.
I think it just tips forward, I think. Like it just...
This will probably be good, dude.
Are you sure? Try it a little bit and I'll listen. Yeah. All right, yeah, maybe you should listen a little too.
Yeah, I think that'll work good.
It sounds good, yeah.
Get this thing tuned up again real quick, but I was working on a song about revolution right before.
Okay.
Back in February. I was watching a lot of Revolutionary War documentaries. Not documentaries, just shows, you know.
Yeah. That's that Americana part of you that's kind of unique.
Someone called George Washington, I think we're in trouble. When he can get old John Adams, honey, they'd bail us right out of this rubble. I put a lantern in my window, and I did it for Paul Revere. But they ain't coming by land or sea, darling, I think they're already here. Let's all quit our 9 to 5s. Let's all quit our 9 to 5s. Let's start a revolution, honey, won't you meet me out on the front lines? We can set this town on fire. Let's get Patrick Henry yelling again. And I could go for a good speech from Krusty Benjamin Franklin. And if Wall Street won't burn, if Wall Street won't burn, if Wall Street won't burn, well, I guess today they're gonna learn. Let's all quit our 9 to 5s. Let's all quit our 9 to 5s. Start a revolution, honey, won't you meet me out on the front lines? We can set this town on fire.
Hey, fuck yeah, man.
Thanks, bro.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I dig that.
I was pretty happy with that. And then,
That's a good 2020 song.
Then the world did start to burn. I was like, oh,
That's
shit.
yeah.
Did I do this?
So you're saying you're a little prophetic once in a while, huh? Prophetic, how do you say that word? I feel like I'm too unsophisticated to say those kind of words, Craig.
Yeah, I can't think of prophetic. Is that a word?
Yeah, it's a word,
yeah,
but I don't know how to say
right.
it.
Yeah.
I'm probably better off just reading that shit and not saying it. You looked into the future. How about that?
Well, you know, we've been teetering on the brink for a while.
Yeah, that's if you. My son, so I got a 16-year-old son that goes to Evergreen, and he kind of likes history. And we've been talking lately about how if you look at back at history, how kind of where we're at right now, these times always bring big change usually.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too. And
I think it will. It might not be.
I think so too. I
next
think
year or anything, but
if you look
coming.
like it's always kind of like moved the
tides are turning.
Yeah.
They might not seem like it right now, but they're starting to.
You know what? Let me ask you this: and not to get too heavy into like whatever art is, but do you? I feel like 2020 is going to breed some really good art projects.
I hope so.
I think like a lot of artists have been kind of locked away in their basement for a summer.
I think it's starting to.
And we've kind of been stuck in our own heads, and that kind of breeds some.
Have you heard Tyler Childers' album just surprise released?
So I got a confession. I'm not a huge Tyler Childers fan.
Yeah.
I got all his albums. I'll listen to. I haven't heard his new one. And I know John Prine loved him. And R.I.P. John Prine. Fuck 2020.
I got to see Tyler Childers open up for John Prine.
And I like Tyler Childers, but I'm just not.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's not my regular rotation, I guess.
Yeah, it's each their own.
All right, there's my confession.
Yeah, no, hey, man.
But
you're allowed to think that.
I saw Hayes Carl just released a kind of like a kitchen recording thing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I got to see him live, by the way, in Ann Arbor.
Did you?
Yeah, he sang with his new wife.
Yeah, right on. Is that the one that Steve Earle's ex-wife or something?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I don't know much of the story. I just know that.
That's a pretty country and western fucking story, I'll tell you that. It's Steve Earle's wife left him for Hayes Carl, I guess. I mean, I don't know how much more.
That's pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, that's
pretty much what happened.
It's probably shitty all the way around, but it usually, whatever, man. So, hey, by the way, I got this cool book you might like too, about the outlaw country singer-songwriters that lived in West Nashville back in like the 70s, like Willie Nelson and Chris Christopherson were all, and Waylon Jennings. Yeah. We're all kind of in West Nashville together for a little while. So I was at, my wife bought me tickets to see, I bought her tickets to see Patti Smith at the Royal Oak Theater in Michigan. And it was her 50th anniversary of Wild Horses album, or 40th anniversary or something. And she was going to like perform that whole album live. So we went up there, we found this really cool like local Italian restaurant. We were walking around like they have like a cool downtown square kind of area like Ann Arbor does. Mm-hmm. I went into this old like this vintage record store. And they had like an old bookshelf of like all these music books, and that's where I found that outlaw country book. Yeah, by the way,
that sounds cool.
But I didn't buy any records. But
I just bought Bruce Springsteen's book at the thrift store for $1.
Did you watch his documentary about his musical on Broadway, or his play or something?
No, I wasn't really into it.
It was really good.
Yeah, I don't know why, but
by the way,
I'm a big Springsteen fan.
So I don't feel like I'm supposed to tell anybody like the big announcement, But I could tell you this. Somebody that's really cool in the art world recently referred to me as the Bruce Springsteen of Midwestern poets. And I was like, fuck yeah, man. That's like, okay,
That's high praise.
Yeah, I was like.
I agree.
Like, I don't know if I could wrap my head around that really, but that's like, I was like, okay. And that's somebody that's like a really accomplished artist, like for a long time,
But you actually worked in the factory too. He just sings about it.
That's also true. But he did grow up in a factory town, but there's a difference between.
That's true.
Yeah, there's a difference between.
That's why he's a true artist. He took other people's. I mean, he was living some of it.
Yeah.
Too, but
I think that's one of the reasons why I built a studio, because there's so many like artists that work in feed mills and factories and coffee shops and I don't know. I watched Ben Stowitz do a live show. I like Ben. Like he's just like different, man, and he's
for sure.
One of the things he does, not to get. I don't want to get too far away from your guitar, man. But one of the things Ben does that like changed the way I do a poetry reading is he always plays his newest song. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dude, that's kind of cool. So I've been doing that, like reading like my newest poem when I read. Not that I've been able to read much, but so.
Yeah, I've always been like that too. I got to play what I just wrote, just because like that's what I'm into. That's what I think is good.
I feel like sometimes I don't do that, and I don't know why, but
yeah,
maybe I'm not comfortable with it or.
Yeah, I guess it probably comes
maybe, I go through some periods where I write some stuff I'm not sure if it's any good, so I don't ever share that shit with anybody. I just tell people I'm not writing, but that's kind of a lie. So I found out my father-in-law, the incredible artist, I can't tell you his secrets. Never mind. That's not my story. Play us another song, Craig. Get me out of trouble here.
Oh, let's see. This is my other COVID tune. Just about missing girls.
All right. I like it already.
Essentially. It's nice, quick. I gotta remember it now. little bit of loving just might do me good. A little bit of tenderness, a little bit of sunshine. God knows I could use the light. A little bit of you, what you doing tonight? I capsized all the boats and derailed the trains. Whatever I did, honey, I swear I would do it again. So put on your best shoes and get out your fancy dress, 'cause I think the cure might just be a little kiss. A little bit of loving just might do me good. A little bit of tenderness.
Ooh, all right, man.
Yeah, thanks, bro. That's my other kind of new one.
Yeah, I dig that. I was going to ask you, is it okay if I take a picture while you're playing?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I was just thinking that's the
As
first
long as
time
I
I've
look cool.
Well, that's the first time I've heard live music in I can't remember when. Which is kind of cool, you know. I haven't heard somebody play a guitar in a while, you know. Outside of I've been listening to a lot of blues lately.
Yeah, hell yeah. What are you into?
Sun Seals.
Oh, yeah,
Hound
buddy.
Dog Taylor. I found some old Pine Top Perkins, some real old, like scratchy kind of still.
Mm-hmm.
Some Howlin' Wolf.
I love Sun Seals.
Just a lot of different.
Sun Seals used to be Albert King's drummer. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, and he quit being his drummer and he started his own band.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, because he's great. He's got his own. Which album do you have?
I got iTunes. I got
his
all,
first album
you know.
is so good. It's got like Your Love Is Like a Cancer on it, and they cover All Your Love, All of Your Love, the Magic Sam song.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a blues dude.
Yeah, it's. I was talking to I think Automatic was here yesterday. Somebody just the other day here in the studio. We were talking about music. And I said I love the blues because it's like the art you can feel, like you can feel it, you know. And it's, so the novel I just completed. I got to sneak in a Howlin' Wolf lyric.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I had to.
Nice.
You know, like it's, you know.
Oh, Stephen King always has a habit of writing in like
I've discovered a couple of old stuff because of him.
Rock and roll reference.
Yeah, he.
There's a Thin Lizzy statue or something in one of them. Like.
There was one of his books I read recently. I listened to an audio book in the factory. It mentioned like a 40s blues artist, and I found them on iTunes. He had 2 albums, and it was pretty cool. I wish I remember better who it was. By the way, I was thinking when you were playing that last song, that's the reason why I can never be a singer-songwriter is because I can't remember the lyrics for shit. I can't remember the lines to my own poems, let alone. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I've always been pretty good at it.
Think about how many songs Willie Nelson knows.
Yeah. Shit, that's...
By the way, did you know Willie Nelson outsmoked Snoop Dogg in a pot smoking contest once? Fact check me. It's on the internet. I looked it up, man. True story. Awesome. He was like 84 years old, and Snoop said he's the only person that ever outsmoked him. They like purposely met in Amsterdam. There's a video online I found of Snoop telling that story. It's pretty wild. Anyway, so how are the dogs doing?
Oh, they're doing good, man. I think they're sick of me being around all the time, in a way.
You know, I noticed that Pork Chop seemed
not really
annoyed a little.
They love it when you're home. They're mad when you're not. But
because I've been home more this year than I have. I've had more time off at work this year than I have in any year for like the last 14 years. I got laid off from a job like 13 years ago, and I was off for like 6 months. This year I've had maybe 10 or 11 weeks off work.
Wow, yeah.
And I feel like Pork Chop did get a little bit annoyed for a while because we kept like doing stuff. You know, like he just wants to lay down and sleep and do nothing. You know, wake me up when it's time to eat. I did play some video games, which
Did you? Me too.
I hadn't done that in a long time. I bought a PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a little bit, but nothing. I cut my internet off like a year and a half ago, so I'd quit playing video games. Right?
Well,
but I still did go back and play some, like Red Dead Redemption, whatever it's called,
yeah.
the new one.
My idea was, because we were stuck at home and we couldn't go anywhere, was I was going to sign up for the Play Online so I could play with my 16-year-old son who lives an hour away from me. And he plays games like Diablo 3 that I don't know, they don't make sense.
Oh, that'd be fun.
But so I ended up playing like UFC with like 12-year-old kids and getting beaten, so I stopped. And every now and again I'll play like Madden or something, but like I'm not going to get addicted because I'm not good at it. So
yeah, I was playing old school like 20-year-old Halo, like 15-year-old, however old it is now.
Yeah, but I've never played Halo.
No, yeah, me and my buddies.
I know what it is, kind of.
We used to play it when we were like 19.
Yeah.
So I was getting into playing that, and then.
So what's it like living without the internet?
Well, I mean, I still have it to use a cell phone hotspot to power my Roku, so I can watch TV.
Yeah.
Which is I don't have a computer.
Yeah.
Well, that works or whatever, and I can't play video games. It's about the worst of it. So I still have the internet.
Yeah. So you're not quite on.
I was just saying earlier when I wasn't quite sure how Zoom worked. I wasn't sure if I would have to have a computer.
No, you can use your cell phone.
Yeah.
I think there's an app. I don't know. I always use my laptop. I probably shouldn't be talking shit about shit I don't know about.
Yeah.
But
it is what it is.
It seems like you should be able to do that. I know you can. I've seen people do it. Talk about it on Zoom stuff.
Well, when you explained to me before how there can be all these other people watching, I thought it was just almost like a upgraded FaceTime. Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, it kind of is, but it's a FaceTime with like 100 people. But you can like turn all their mics off, and you can watch it and like put a picture up or put a black screen up so you don't have to have your camera on. There's all kinds of whatever. Yeah, I got to figure out a way to use it because I'm stuck at home. I'm trying to get one of the poetry readings, Madhouse. I've been trying to get them to come over and host a Madhouse from my studio, like virtual one.
Yeah,
using that just to kind of get some poetry, something rather going, man. I need some.
Yeah, no, people need it. I've been. You might have been the one. Whoever first told me about him. I've been getting into Rudy Francisco. You know him?
That wasn't me, huh?
Oh man, just check him out. You'd like him.
Okay.
He's got some real cool poems. I mean, but the way he delivers them. He's like, I think he's semi-famous. He's younger.
Okay. See, that's why.
They're kind of love poems-ish, but they're not. But I just really like his whole thing.
Okay. That's what I've missed hanging out with you guys. Is you don't get those like hot tips of I just found out about this.
He's got this one called "To the Girl I Saw at Starbucks," and he just starts going.
Oh
and
man.
It's just.
Yeah.
So I fell down a rabbit hole watching him and some different. I don't remember their names, but I think it's Button Poetry is a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So it was on that one.
I follow them on Facebook and I see like their videos once in a while and.
But yeah, his really got me. They're real good.
By the way, a poet, a spoken word artist, won America's Got Talent this year.
No shit, that's awesome.
I guess they're gonna get a Vegas show and.
No shit.
Yeah. By the way, I also was supposed to audition for America's Got Talent last year as a poet.
Oh yeah.
And I did, for whatever reason, didn't do it. And my wife was laughing. She wasn't laughing about it, but she brought it up when we found out this poet won. Not that I would, not that I'm that fucking good or nothing. It
never crossed your mind that a poet.
One day I was down a rabbit hole and I'm like, I Googled it and I'm like, there's never been a poet
on
America.
Is it awesome? Is he great or is she great?
He is really polished, really good.
Yeah. I'll have to look it up. I'm just curious now.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen? I know you have, but how does it feel to be a pretty accomplished local singer-songwriter, and to see like somebody make it big that hasn't like paid their dues or you see somebody make it big and you're like, fuck, I play with Ryan Roth. He's way better than them. Do you feel that sometimes?
Not as much as I used to.
Okay.
Like when I first started out, I was way more brash about that, maybe. But no, I don't think I do think that too much.
Well, this is what so that spoken word artist I won is really good. But I feel like I know a lot of people that are really good too. Yeah. And that's kind of like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's what I think about music is like the pool, or not the pool's not the right word. There's just a lot of really good people out there, man. Like just what's up. Some of them are, music-wise, at least the stuff I listen to, are starting to pick up some steam. I'm having to stop touring back in March. Sure as shit isn't going to help, though.
Yeah.
That was when. Have you listened to Arlo McKinley yet?
Yes.
Yeah, like he's a guy. Like luckily he was able to sign to John Prine's label, but he was a guy that he still needs to get out. And
I found him on Outlaw Country Channel. Yeah. There's a guy from the Cincinnati, Kentucky area named Jeremy Pinnell. That's really good. You probably like.
I'll have to look him up.
Real, like, I don't know. You just have to listen to him. My wife found him and told me about him, and he's got a couple albums, at least on iTunes.
The other one I really been into is John R. Miller.
Okay. I don't know that one.
He's from Eastern Kentucky. I feel like he's still climbing, and he's about to be hitting that next level. He's good.
Hey, speaking of which, maybe Travel and the Coomers have been saying maybe we should get together and do something to me, so maybe we should think about heading south and hanging out together or something.
Yeah, dude, I haven't been down there in a while.
I haven't been anywhere in a long while.
I know.
Because usually I'll go to Vegas once a year and, like, play poker.
Yeah?
And, like, I haven't been able to do that. We went to Orlando, but Disney World was closed. I took the family, and we ended up hanging out in our pool and stuff, which was great because it was March and it was 90 degrees every day, but Disney World was closed, which is the whole fucking point of the trip. So now I got to load my kids back on a fucking airplane.
Masks now.
Well, we didn't wear masks then. We were warm on the plane, but then the plane was so empty. Yeah. Like it was literally like
that was back in March.
Yeah.
Still? Yeah.
So the day we landed in Florida, the restaurants were open. We stopped. They were social distancing. We ate in a restaurant. Went to our we rented a big house, like a 7-bedroom house with a pool and a hot tub for everybody in the family, And we got there, checked in, and by that evening we heard an announcement on the news that the governor of Florida was shutting all the restaurants down except carry out only. So all the poker houses closed because they have like a bunch of like race like dog tracks and horse tracks that have poker rooms. And so my stepson and I play poker. We were going to go hit a couple of those up, go to Disney World. All of that closed the day we landed in Florida. Yeesh. But, I mean, we ended up having a good time anyway. And, I got up every morning. My wife and I went to the local Wawa. The Wawa gas stations, Craig, check this out. They have full cafes in the gas station. Like full value meal breakfast sandwich, like dinners. And like a full self-service like Starbucks.
At the Wawa?
At the Wawa. So we went there every morning. So my wife is Cuban, and they had this Cuban coffee. And they made it like really strong and sweet like the Cuban, So she fell in love, and they had this really incredible breakfast sandwich on sourdough bread. So we went every morning, got coffee. I bought a newspaper, and we went home, and I drank fresh orange juice, and ate a breakfast sandwich and read the newspaper by the pool every morning. Like, that's a pretty good vacation.
Yeah, that sounds pretty dope.
Like, fuck Disney World, Like, hope my kids don't listen to this, but. All right, you going to play another song?
I've never been to Disney World.
I went one time when I was 18.
I've never been to Florida. Shit.
And that's, Florida's wild, man. There's, man, it's just a wild place. It's you got to go to experience it. So, I don't know, maybe you don't. It's all the things you hear about Florida are true, But I know a lot of cool people that live there, so that's kind of Michael Grover, badass poet, moved down there. Did you know Michael Grover? Have you ever met him?
I have not. No.
He interviewed Marilyn Manson one time for an article before Marilyn Manson was Marilyn Manson.
No shit.
Which is kind of a cool story. Yeah.
Is Marilyn Manson from Ohio?
I don't think so.
No.
I think he's from Florida.
I don't know why I thought that. Some people from Ohio, you don't expect it,
No, the guy from Devo.
Yeah?
I
don't think I knew that. Maybe I knew that. I know they do some bunch of Devo tribute shows up in Cleveland.
Who's the famous outlaw country singer? David Allan Coe from Chillicothe or whatever.
Is he?
Somewhere, yeah.
I think I knew that.
But Ohio's a pretty wild state.
All right, this is my only other COVID tune.
Okay.
Maybe my only COVID tune. On if this world burns, was not me who lit the spark. All the tales I've told, and I keep you close to my heart. But it's 9 o'clock and well, the devil, he dances. And eases into a nice slow flamenco. And if this COVID don't get me, I guess the bottle probably will. And if she ever asks about me, tell her, yes, I am burning in hell. It's 10 o'clock and the Vanguard is bleeding. Puff up your chest, stand tall with your shoulders. Stand tall with your shoulders.
All right, man.
Still a work in progress, but I think I got pretty much done with it.
I like the way you work in like Vanguard and stuff. And
I always like that word.
like you got it is a bit. I thought that when you said that, I'm like, that's a cool word, man. Like
that comes from a poem I wrote. That's in, but I started off at like 8 o'clock and the angels sing "Blood on the Morrow," something like that. But then I thought it should. I thought that song needed something to it, so I added those lines and.
Yeah, that.
Thought it kind of works. We'll see.
Let me ask you some rapid fire fun questions. You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
All the years you've been playing. How many years you been performing live?
12.
12 years. Dive bars to kind of bigger shows, to art performances probably, to weddings.
Yep.
What's the most fun gig you ever played?
Oh, shit. Oh, probably. I used to do, for 3 or 4 years when I lived in Columbus, one Sunday a month, I would be me and 3 other songwriters at it went to the course of 2 different bars over those years. Oh, but I think it was about the 4th one. After about the 4th one, we weren't getting enough people, so they told me to get out some people. And I booked my one friend's band, who I thought was great, and I booked my other friend. And, like, a bunch of people showed up. And, like, we were able to do it for another year. And it was just a fun show, and I feel like we all played great. There was 50 people there. Okay. It was kind of like a proud, like, I brought them there. Like, and I was able to continue doing that show for 2 or 3 years after that.
Okay.
That probably is it. There's been a lot of fun ones, though, man. Used to have a lot of fun playing house shows when I was a little younger.
Yeah. I kind of got an idea. So next year I'm going to put a privacy fence up in the backyard. Mm-hmm. And I'd like to have little, like, 15-person, like, house shows.
Yeah, dude, that'd be awesome.
You know, like, maybe, I don't know, do something. What's the craziest thing you've ever seen at a gig?
Ooh. Oh, shit, I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Seems like all the dive bars you've been in has got to be something
I know, right?
good.
Yeah. I mean, we had a guy come up and try to fight us because we were too loud.
You're too loud?
That might be it, yeah.
Okay.
A couple miles away. I won't say the name, but yeah.
All right.
That was maybe it. Seen some wild shit, though, I guess. I can't really. Yeah.
What, man, I thought I had more questions. I told you I'm not an interviewer, you know?
No, I hear you, man, yeah.
Have you ever,
I told you I wasn't a talker. I've been trying.
You're doing all right.
Good.
I'm enjoying it. More than some things about Craig James Ackerman. Do you go by all three? You go by Craig James.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I do. I'm not like whatever.
So it's Craig James?
Yeah, that's what I tried to, when I first signed up for an open mic, that's what I put down.
Okay, man.
And I've just been going with it. But so I don't mind all three either.
Let me ask you this. When you write a new song, when you're working on a new song, and you get done with it, is there a part of you that knows already whether it's good or not? Whether you know, like...
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I always think they're all good, but there's definitely a sliding scale. When you know maybe you wrote something
You got like a favorite song, or you got like 2 or 3 of them. I know you like that's...
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I feel like every artist probably does, you know. Like I got a couple, like 3 or 4 poems I read way more than, you know, I probably should anymore, but...
I definitely get that. It's been a while, but... I mean,
every now and again, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So...
Like my one Devil tune, if you probably heard it before.
Yeah.
That one.
Oh, yeah.
When I wrote that, I was like, oh, yeah, dude, I think this is good.
Yeah. Do you do something creative every day? Do you try to?
I try to. I didn't last night, but I try to. But sometimes it'll be just creative enough to, like, you know, put black on a canvas and wait for tomorrow. But at least I know I did that. So for tomorrow, maybe
you know, baby steps.
Yeah.
You've had some pretty wild paintings posted on social media. I like it.
Thanks, man.
So
I probably overposted them, but I'm all by myself. And you get done.
Nah,
you
man,
think they're cool. You're like, yeah.
I mean, it's like some of this technology is kind of evil, really, a little bit. But like, you need it. Like I need it. Can't get away from it. You know,
for sure.
That's.
I mean,
that's the
cool.
one thing.
It's
that's
been
like,
cool getting to see people. I was talking about how I was not watching live streams, but that's not really true. I still do. And it's always fun to see different shit, man.
I saw Don Dupree did one.
More and more people sharing their art.
And John Freeman, I saw him do one.
Yeah, I listened to one of John's.
Yeah. I need to get... Drew and Todd and Ethan and all them went down to Tennessee together and got a big cabin.
Yeah, that's right.
And that kind of made me think when I went down there, like there's some like really big cabins you can rent. I thought we should get like 8 or 10 poets and songwriters together and drive down there and have like a writer's retreat or some shit.
Yeah.
That sounds good in theory.
Yeah. Shit, man, I can never leave work.
Yeah.
It's not...
I can, just I need the money
weekends,
so I don't all
maybe,
the time.
But
Weekends, yeah. You got to get your travel, little Craig. Or not. I don't fucking know. Why the fuck am I telling you need to travel? Who am I?
No, I'm sure you're right.
I just want to hang out with cool people, man. You know, like, it sucks a little bit, like, that Drew moved away and then Patrick and Michael Grover, a lot of people I, like, went on road trips with and shit, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, same way with Drew.
Yeah.
We've been to different places.
Drew just does so much all the time, and it's like he just drags you along sometimes.
It's good to have.
It is good. It's like necessary. So I don't have that, you know, anybody dragging me around anymore.
Me neither, man.
Just stuck in
the
my
Elsons
basement.
try to, but I just end up saying, next time maybe.
Yeah. So,
That's
all right,
what
man.
Not going to concerts has been the thing, man. I'm like 4 or 5 concerts I was supposed to go to. We were really getting out, and we're supposed to see Arlo McKinley. We're supposed to see the Black Keys.
I was supposed to see the Stones at Wrigley Field.
Oh, man.
I've never seen the Stones yet.
I did once. It was awesome.
Man,
years ago,
we were probably going to get to at least one Dead show. We go to at least one a year, you know.
You're not Schottenstein, the football arena in Columbus.
Oh, the Horseshoe.
The Horseshoe, yeah.
I told my wife if we don't get to a Dead show soon, I'm gonna have to order some internet Dead shirts. Mine are getting kind of ragged. So
got to get your fix.
Yeah. Well, they always got the 2 for $20, you know, Jerry Garcia T-shirts, and they. So my wife bought me. It's kind of funny. So she bought me a Working Man's Dead 50th anniversary T-shirt for my birthday or for Father's Day, which is my favorite album all time favorite album. So then, like I will wear it to work. You know what I'm saying? At the Jeep plant. And nobody said anything about it. And I know there's like Deadheads there and shit. And I'm like, man, this is a badass shirt, you know? So then for my birthday, somehow she found a replica hoodie of the Dead show in 95 at Soldier Field, and I'm a Bears fan.
Oh, nice.
So I wore that to work, and it has like Grateful Dead on it. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, Grateful Dead. I'm like, oh, fuck you guys, man. Like,
posers, dude.
Yeah, you know, like, I don't know. I was just kind of bummed out. I had a cool T-shirt. Nobody acknowledged it, you know?
I was just hanging out with a Deadhead buddy of mine. because I never really got into the Dead too much. I was telling him I really liked the Garcia Grisman band.
Mm-hmm.
That was the shit that I was really into. And I used to listen to a bunch of different kind of like bootleg sort of things of Jerry, the Dead, doing really cool long interpretations of Dylan songs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, rearranged them and put in a bunch of guitar solos.
Yeah. I don't know. My wife followed the Dead kind of when Dylan toured with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of she's like a real old school Deadhead, you know.
Yeah.
Sold made bracelets and sold them in the parking lot, you know, kind of shit.
Oh yeah.
But I never got into the Dead until a buddy of mine who's a Deadhead gave me some burnt CDs of like their studio albums.
Mm-hmm.
And I like listened to them. I'm like, holy shit, this is good. But like I never got into them because all I heard was like the 30-minute long YouTube videos, and I'm like,
yeah, dude,
you know,
wild.
But when you're there, that 30-minute, you know, is fine. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I listened. You know, there's a lot of bluesy, you know, kind of. I don't know, just. But yeah, I usually get to one Dead show a year, and we didn't get to do that this year. I did watch. They had a live stream. It was kind of cool, actually.
Has John Mayer been doing a good job?
Amazing
I've heard from
job.
Other Deadheads that they're super.
Apparently
really,
he's like
really
he was
good.
like a student almost, I guess. Yeah, I'm impressed.
A tough mantle to pick up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's done all right, man.
Good. That's good to hear.
At least
he's a good guitar player.
What do I know? But
yeah.
I did watch. They had like on Jerry Garcia's
Much better
birthday.
than a good guitar player. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like a really good.
Yeah. But they had like on Jerry Garcia's birthday, they did like this fundraiser like live stream, and it was a bunch of different artists covering a Grateful Dead song like in their living rooms, and that was kind of cool to see that. So.
Did you see the John Prine one they did?
No.
It was good.
But last year, so going to Red Rocks is on my bucket list. I got to see a show at Red Rocks someday. Last year, John Prine was there, and I was like, that would be the show, and I couldn't like make it happen. And then COVID.
Yeah.
John Prine's first album, his self-titled album, is one of my top 5 of all time.
Oh yeah, dude, it's great.
He's got some lines that he wrote, chasing rainbows down dead end streets.
Yeah, dude, that was the one that got me. I still hadn't like heard of him or listened to him even through the time I started playing music. And I got home one night on a Saturday, and his Austin City Limits was on, and it just 2 a.m. It just changed my world, man. And yeah, and then all those songs, I got a bootleg from him playing at a coffee shop or a bar from around the time his first album came out. So I had all these really cool, just him. And all those great songs really changed everything. He was the best. Yeah, I got to see him twice. Saw him in Indianapolis, and then saw him outdoors at a festival in Kentucky.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't get to see him. I gotta get out more when we can, I guess.
Yeah, shit.
So, but all right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming over, Craig. I don't know. It
Bro.
seems like
Thanks for having me.
This has been fun. It's good to see live music. Hopefully Hopefully I can get that book done. That's kind of why I wanted to take the weekend off too and chill and get those projects caught up and
that's gonna be cool, man.
People need to read your work, man.
I'm glad we're putting it out. Dude.
You gotta. I know you got a chapbook coming. You got it in you. I know you do.
Yeah, hell
like
yeah,
eventually,
man.
like you got a bunch of good poems, man.
I'm still working at it. You know, it's something I like.
But it's you can tell like you show up and do the work.
Yeah,
that's what I love about Midwestern artists, by the way. Not that what other artists aren't hardworking, but I feel like that's kind of like a chip on our shoulder when we work.
No, I absolutely agree, man. We're workers. So
that's
you got to put some work in to be good at it.
Yeah. So all right, man. Thanks for coming over, Craig.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for listening to Blue Collar Gospel Hour, guys.